friends, welcome to a day, possibly a week, that just mildly filled with a little bit of anxiety. There's a hurricane on the way, and my backyard is a construction site. Yeah, you know how they say don't have a bunch of loose things just in your car all around because in the event of a crash, they could become a projectile? Well, this would be kind of the mildly backyard version, hurricane version of that. Sort of spent the day yesterday trying to make sure things stay together. Like, I've got the ramps here over the steel roof with some weight on them, trying to keep the wind from coming down and taking all this steel roof away. I don't know, the ratchet's strapped together. Everything here kind of has some weight on it. We also got a generator that could probably power this entire house, so that's good. All this new siding is tied together. Hopefully it doesn't blow away from underneath here. I mildly expect to lose some siding. I'm not excited about that at all. If some of the old stuff gets ripped off, that's just free labor for me, but I'd really prefer the new stuff. Like the new stuff, I'd really like for it to stay on. So ultimately, about as prepared as we can be for the situation that we find ourselves in. I hope it doesn't end up being as bad as we are being warned that it might be. So much stuff in here. So I think it was last week, maybe Friday, that I put a Q&A prompt on the channel. I'm gonna try and make these all really quick answer. Wouter Vanderdoes asks, did you drill out the hole in the front fork to fit the cable on your rock hopper? Yes. Yeah, I did. Ben Speed asks, which of the 90s unconventional suspension fork intrigues you the most? Honestly, none of them. Josh Mitchison asks, are you worried about the dropper insertion depths once you lower the top tube of your full suspension? The pink bike, if you follow me on Instagram, I made a post saying that I was gonna be cutting the top tube out of this to lower it down on the seat tube and make a lower seat tube height. I'm not that worried about it. That 150 mil dropper is probably not in there very far, and I could get away with like a really long dropper. Like, yeah, I can make it work. Mile High Biker asks, any plans for the alternative cycling network? No. If you could pick only one frame material for all of your bikes, what would it be? Rab604 asks, steel, aluminum, or carbon? Steel. The only reason I say steel is because in my brain, I'm like, I can take my welder to it and like fix cracks or something. How many injuries have you had on a bike and what were they? Collarbone, elbow, toe, like big toe, that was a bad crash. I wrecked my shoulder pretty good when we were at Kepik, that was in a video. I've never had a concussion. Can I run an 11-speed chain on my 10-speed? Yes, I'm actually running something similar to that. I have a 12-speed chain on an 11-speed drivetrain on the Rawstercross. So, yes. Carol asks, 2 questions. Do you work out, like lifting weights, running? No, I just cycle and run, and my weight lifting is riding a dirt jumper, a mountain bike, and a BMX. Those are like amazing, really, really good weight lifting style ways of riding a bike. We do have a home gym in the basement, but I use it very seldomly. And then asks, also, doesn't it bother you being a ginger? No. And I don't want to sound conceited or have like an inflated ego, but I really, really do like Eric Spinney. Lilos Moses asks, are you growing your hair out? Is the era of chrome dome Spindatt gone? Yes, I'm growing my hair out. I have a dream, and we're going to do it, of growing my hair to my shoulders as a balding, very balding man. And I want to look like a Canadian rock legend, Kim Mitchell. And I want to do 2 cover songs, live band, like be the lead singer, be Kim Mitchell with the balding head look, long hair to my shoulders, in front of a crowd. So yes, I'm growing my hair to my shoulders to fulfill that dream. So look forward to that in a year or 2. Okay, final question, and I'm not sure if this is directed like at this channel specifically or if it's just a general question, but Jay Bird asks, why is there so much attention on making bikes that are so fancy looking that cost a fortune? I'd like to see some builds that a blue-collar worker could afford. So this is a sentiment that's kind of popped up in my comments like a little bit for the last month or so, like enough that I've noticed. And it almost seems like there's this thought that I've moved to like riding really, really expensive stuff. But I don't fully understand where that's coming from, because the Merino, like the Merino happened, like this bike was $590 base to get the frame made. And I think by the time it got to the house, like I might have spent $700 on it. And when you get a frame made with Merino, you put $100 deposit down, and through the time, like the year that I was waiting for it to get made, like every time I got paid from YouTube, I put $100 on it. So it was like $100 a month to get this frame made. And then all the parts that are on it, they came from, like every bit of parts that are on it came from a bike that I owned for like 10 years. So I don't fully really understand where that sentiment is coming from. Literally, I'm working with Poseidon to design and put together a entry-level, you know, hopefully really quite affordable hardtail mountain bike that's like really capable. So I'm gonna call it, that is the end of the Q&A, and actually it's going to be the end of this video. I hate to end things so abruptly, but as I was sitting here doing this, I was getting calls from the concrete guy and company that he thinks he can do it today. Like they can squeeze it in and get the curb done on the new garage before like the world goes crazy with hurricane problems. And then next week I could probably frame it, put the trusses on, and start sheathing it and getting it like basically have a structure. So this video is ending very abruptly. That's life, kind of. So